Okay, I might be live. Am I live? I will start going the moment I know I'm live for sure.
You're live.
I am live. Snake trim. I don't think this is a snake trim. Proto's really far away. Alright, I'm just gonna get started, and there's an opening sequence, so I can talk a bit about this game during this opening sequence with nothing. Oh, okay, it's running. This game is great. Also, hi, Fog.
Perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse or some kind of punishment? I often think about the God who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
This game is robots in the very distant future. Punching machines. Well, androids punching machines that are...
This is Operator 60. All units confirmed. We've passed the 50-kilometer threshold and are proceeding toward the target.
I actually don't want to get... I'm actually not going to get into story spoilers.
Proceed to manual attack formation.
For the sole reason of... This run goes to ending A, which is, story-wise, a third of the game about. And so if you're interested in this game, I highly recommend it. This part of the game has the most fun gameplay consistently, but that being said, the story really picks up in the later two-thirds of the game. Well, the last third, mostly.
11 feet down. Our HO229 cancelers are ineffective.
Is there a clothes pile? Well, I shouldn't.
Not really.
Oh, those are sheets. They fell off the bed.
Requesting permission to engage. Permission granted.
Oh, I think they're talking about something in chat.
Oh.
70 down.
So there's a few of these auto-scroller segments in the run. I think there's like 3. There's not very much to them. You just gotta do them. Oh, if you have a PC capable of running this game, which I don't, you should definitely pick that up if you can. After donating to the stream. Donate first.
Multiple surrounding enemy air units confirmed. Requesting permission to assume mobile configuration. Permission granted.
Yeah, that's a good plan. If you buy NieR Automata on stream because of this run, use the discount money, the difference in what you would have paid to donate to the stream.
Captain, I think 4B down. 2B to Operator 60. All allied units down. The operation is compromised. Awaiting further orders. Operator to 2B. We need you to rendezvous with Unit 9S and begin gathering data on the local terrain. Understood.
There's not a whole lot to these auto-scroller sections. But the most of them are just fun change of pace when you're playing casually. They're kind of boring during the speedrun. But they're not that intrusive for the most part. There's a big exception to that statement I just made, but we'll see in like an hour. But for the most part, they're short, they look cool, and the music's good. Okay, I don't even think I can joke about the best part of the game being Grun. I have spent literal hours fighting Grun because it's 15 minutes.
Alert. Large enemy group detected.
Yes. Aware.
That's not a skippable cutscene. So, a lot of the combat in the game is going to look exactly like what I'm doing now, and I'll explain what this is. It's a combination of two factors. I'm flashing the flashlight to taunt enemies, which, you know, increases their damage taken, and also increases the damage they output. Not that the second one's all that relevant. And the other part is actually a glitch that
That our target?
you'll notice I always do that same set of moves. A heavy attack that gets a light attack with a heavy weapon that gets canceled into a heavy attack with a light weapon. And what that is it basically the light attack with the heavy attack with the light weapon has a move in it where the sword spins around and
Program download complete.
where the sword spins around, and with the glitch it deals damage equal to what the big sword would have done on each one of those spin hits, causing enemies to die really fast. Anyway, here's our first skip. Oh, wow, I messed that up already. It's not how you do that. That's how you do that.
2B, ma'am?
What is it?
I was going to
So I can skip a big segment. The prologue part of the game actually has, like, actually probably is the most interesting part of the run, honestly, with
Nearby enemies are jamming our signal.
with just all the movement tech that you can do in here. Whoops. Wanted to better get a bigger group of them for that. I'm going to do something to make this trick a little easier. I'm going to remove the big sword from weapon slot 1, and what that'll let me do is get a bigger jump off at the
Glad
start.
you're here.
Why?
Scanners like me mostly work alone. Scouting out enemy lines and all that. I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun.
Emotions are prohibited.
So,
Sorry, ma'am.
And another
prologue is like skip after
call
skip.
me ma'am.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right then. 2B it is.
Oop. So if I travel too far to the left here, I'll get stuck in the wall and have to do another pod throw out. And that was most of the prologue, just walked past.
Alert. Bulletproof apparatus detected.
Well, most of the non-combat portions of the prologue, anyway.
Is advised.
I know.
How old is this game? It came out in February, I think. The community's been really good at finding a lot of ways to break this game, like within that short time frame.
I surveyed the entire factory, but couldn't find anything resembling our target.
Maybe they, I don't know, moved it somewhere?
It depends which skip is the hard skip. Because if it's that one that I thought was hard but turned out to be really easy. If you're referring to Flooded City skip, or Flooded City skip is happening. Copied City skip, no, I'm not doing Copied City skip in a marathon.
Across that bridge. It's a bit of a hike, but should we check it out? It's not like Command to get a location wrong. I guess even they get bad intel from time to time, huh?
But you should donate anyway.
I wouldn't bet on that.
I mean, admittedly, Half Coordinated is kind of better at this game than me.
Doesn't matter. I'll just take mine.
It is cool. It's also incredibly precise. I tried to learn. I'm gonna be honest. I have not even been able to get Copied City skip in my own practice. But we'll come. I'll talk more about that when it's appropriate time to do so. Because we're not nearly there yet. Right now, we're fighting this boss, Engels. We're gonna fight 2 of these Engels throughout the run. We're supposed to fight 3 of these guys, but yeah, it's not happening.
What's your status?
This is the target. I'm going to destroy.
Right.
Here's our friend, 9S. He's gonna die in a few minutes, and we're gonna have to make another one.
Alert. Incoming enemy attack from below. Proposal. Evade.
That's a pretty good incentive.
Right?
Right, I think,
I mean, it's only $561
yeah, someone...
away. $560.90 even.
Yeah, you should all donate for that. I mean, you should donate for other incentives, because guess what? That's not an incentive. You can, like, double bill it. So, like, go find the incentives you think are fun. And then you get to... and then, like, you get a bonus incentive. That's not where the cutscene is. This is one of a few skips that... something that's really fun about running this game is that actually pretty much every single skip basically in order to accomplish these skips, you don't actually need like to for the most part. There are exceptions to that. You don't actually need to be have complete mastery of like, you know, every single aspect of the movement. Like, there's a technique called a double lift that's used in a few skips that I just cannot do and have, you know, given up on learning to do. But, you know, the fun part, why I really like this game anyway, in terms of the speedrun. In terms of casual, it's great for like a million reasons, but...
I have to help 9S.
But in terms of the speedrun, all the skips and all the skips that you have to do, it's really just about positioning yourself in the right place or gaining enough height, usually gaining enough height. And there's always a number of ways to accomplish that, so if you don't like the way that's like, you know, the common use, you can totally, you know, you might lose a few seconds, but like, you can totally substitute for what you're more comfortable with, and it makes, you know, it makes it a lot easier to learn, I think. Yes, the soundtrack is absolutely fun. That's another thing. This game is just really good on like all fronts. Anyway, this fight has a lot of... Anyway, here's a fun fact. This has nothing to do with the run, and I didn't do anything to cause this. But in these flight mode segments, you get a power-up in the next segment called missiles. Or, well, that are missiles, and I just used those missiles before I was unlocked them, because for some reason they forgot to disable them right there.
Infiltrating enemy subunit. Behavior table adjusted. Balance controls overridden. Enemy unit subjugation complete.
So you can dodge out of that attack to just do it faster, because the attack still completes, but you get movement back. So that's the prologue. And I think the prologue honestly gives a really good indication of what the rest of the run's going to be like. Welcome to mashing through cutscenes.
Alright, are we good now? Oh. I could... Okay, what's... Morning.
That's good.
The command at me? Oh, otherwise...
Nine, stop.
Huh?
There's no...
Oh, the command... We better go...
Tiny time save.
You need to be near an access point to save your data.
Jumping there is a minuscule time save because it lets you load that text slightly later, which lets you move slightly more. Really not that important.
Yes, you did. Oh, understood. I know you. I need you.
Doesn't...
We have so understood.
surface? That means we'll be getting flight units, huh? Better head for the hangar. Usually we can't get near flight units. They're way too expensive for us to run.
If you couldn't tell, dashing is faster than running.
Yet.
This game is really neat.
If all they want is intel, we scanner models are built for that kind of thing.
Orders are orders.
All right.
2B, you're going to have some new
So
weapons
now I
ready
have
to
access
fire
to the
now.
missiles,
I'll put up
even
a
though I was able to
for you.
use them in the last
Make sure to
segment.
commit them to memory.
Roger.
Right.
Bunker to 2B, commit. I've set a landing point for your flight unit. They'll be touching down quite a ways from the...
I agree with Fogg's assessment there.
Sorry for the trouble, but we can't risk the enemy discovering their position. Understood. Good luck down there.
There sure is a staircase we're supposed to climb down.
Location acquired. Marking on map. Proposal. Proceed to target location.
There sure was
Stairs
a
are slow. Who has time for stairs?
there sure was a staircase we were supposed to climb down.
According to our intel, none of the machines in this area are hostile. We've been seeing more and more enemies like this lately. They just stand there and stare into space. It's pretty weird. So this is the
Here's like our central hub area that isn't the bunker. There's like shops and stuff here. We're gonna spend very little time here. So these two quote-unquote side quests are required. So I need to do that one, and I need to do this one.
Marking on map.
This must have been quite a city once upon a time. Too bad vegetation's claimed most of it now.
I'm not sure how much was given to what, but if it's my choice, I'm gonna put it towards the incentive in Kai's run.
Time for your regularly scheduled
It's a
contact.
bid war.
This is 2B.
Oh,
Nothing to report.
Save or kill Raj. Spoiler alert, you should kill Raj.
I was supposed to go over that fence. Let's kill Raj.
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do
Nice.
with our
Raj is so fucking dead.
I was not supposed to not get over that fence. Whoops.
Feeling nice has no bearing on completing missions.
Doesn't actually lose all that much time.
So like you 2B. Anyway, talk to you later.
That should be enough. Let's get these back to the trader.
Hey, Proto, I have a question.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area.
When it comes time for it, are you ready to reprise your role?
Records show that
Yes.
vegetation has grown to an abnormal size since the departure of humans.
Yeah,
Wonder if
just
there
let
are
me know
huge
when.
boars and such too.
There were a few small mistakes with that segment, but nothing too bad.
That's everything the supply trader asked for.
Yep, all towards killing Rosh.
Man, these chores are a real pain in the butt, huh?
The Resistance is a valuable ally to your help. By helping them, we also help ourselves. So no, I don't think they're a pain.
Yeah.
Telling Rosh is nice. Don't forget that we also have to beat QLEX incentive for tomorrow night. Because that's some RPG.
Well, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put Slash's donation there towards naming the Zelda files "Don't Fight Lionels." If you want to change that, you guess you're just gonna have to donate.
You're
Whoops.
a genius.
Small mismenuing here. So I'm gonna buy this, 2 of these, 21 of these, 21 of these, and the rest go to medium recoveries. And I need to access this terminal now.
Map data obtained from bunker. Data may be displayed from the system menu.
Yeah, I know Japanese text is faster, but
042 to operator. Coordinates
I'm already pretty bad at menuing.
by resistance.
I'm gonna lose more than 20 seconds to Japanese menus.
Marker on target. The desert heat is going to make resupply efforts difficult, TB. Please make sure you're ready before you go.
So who's ready for Moose Friend? This dimension is filled with eternal itchy. This dimension is filled with eternal stinky. But I chose the cruelest dimension of all. I'm sending you to a room with a moose! Go Moosey.
Mooselzy.
Moosey.
It's not just Moosey, it's Mooselzy.
Everyone go tweet at Half Coordinated right now. Don't actually do that.
The Council of Humanity has a message for all of our brave androids fighting on the surface. Currently, our struggle against
I really like I really like the NieR emotes.
this battle has raged for far too long. I'm sure all of you find the effort grueling.
Oh look, a cutscene we're supposed to start.
Give up. Now, more than ever, we must forge on.
Oops.
Remember that several 100,000 humans on the moon want nothing more than a return to Earth. Glory to mankind.
I think I was supposed to start a
Council
cutscene.
broadcasts are always so stiff.
Report. Mail notification received from access point.
The far emote.
This sand sure is.
Oh, by the way, our moose friend was left to fend for itself in the desert.
You mean given a brand new home in an expansive space where a moose would be happy to live?
Yes! With no water or food.
It's my pod.
After previous
We.
Careful.
You should donate for that incentive. That pseudo incentive, rather. If we reach that... Yeah, you're supposed to fight that one, but you can just walk past it.
It's heading for that rocky area.
Individual target ID marked.
What's that?
Analysis. It is the ruin of a former human residential area. Large numbers of humans resided in such concrete.
So we're coming up to our first non-prologue boss.
Apartment complex.
There's a weapon in this area known as the Fang of the Twins. No, because it's called that.
Notification received from access point.
I'm semi-recently, I think most people, you know, have stopped picking it up, but I'm gonna get it both for making... It makes pretty much every skip easier to have it. It's possible without it, but it makes all the skips easier, and it also makes combat easier. And it doesn't waste a ton of time to pick up, so I'm gonna get it.
Androids are scary. Scary. So kill them. Run. Why? Not this way.
I wonder what makes them choose these words.
These are android bodies.
Hypothesis. They were killed by local machine life forms.
What are they doing here? There it goes!
They don't give up.
Is everyone ready for an android or a machine orgy?
Must run.
Multiple machines detected ahead. What's
Because,
with these
like,
android bodies?
I really hope you're prepared for machine orgy, is all I'm saying. That negates fall damage, starting self-destruct.
What is this?
In case anyone's wondering why I did that one.
Don't listen to them, 2B.
To get one forever. To get one.
So here's a big factor of RNG in this fight, which I won't know till later, by the way. These machines here have a chance of dropping, so there are power-up chips that you can get, and in a little bit in the run, I'm gonna, after maybe 20 minutes or so after this.
Get you for this.
Did Proto Magical Ult donate?
Well, it certainly was not me. Magical ult is an enigma.
Really? Because I'm 99% sure I know who Proto Magical Ult is.
I mean, yeah.
Continue. This cannot continue. This cannot continue.
So it's really hard to ignore damage in this game. So typically the strategy, both in the casual playthrough and in the run, is to just be chugging health recovery items all the time. Anyway, here's our first boss, a naked Kendall.
Droids, why fight? Sword, dodge, projectile, deflect.
I think he's evolving. We better finish this quick.
Okay. Okay, good. He didn't. Whiny naked Kendall. So if you'll notice, I missed, unfortunately. That's gonna cost some time. Not much time, though. Means I get to deal with this. Well, your check color requires Twitch Prime.
Uh-huh. If Protomagical all really cared about being a good imitation of me.
They would buy a second Amazon Prime account. Assuming they have a first one.
It stopped. Looks like we're safe now.
What the hell just happened?
I know. I've never seen a machine like that before. We better report this to command.
Hey, Kaylee, we were right.
Did person who was obviously proto-magical alt slip up?
Just slipped.
I mean, it's not like we didn't know.
Good job.
There's a trick here that I can clip through right there and save like half a second, but I don't know it, and frankly, I just haven't bothered to learn it. Not because it's hard, but because it saves very little time.
Okay, this is good. We should be able to reach command here.
I like how 9S doesn't even help you
9S to
push
buffer.
that
Do you copy?
crate. Just kind of stands there.
I mean, when you're playing as 9S in Route B, 2B is the one not helping pushing crates.
Machines. We weren't able to capture them, but I have combat data ready for upload.
Understood. Ready to receive.
Hopefully you can get something out of it. Maybe we should
Scariest text box in the... That's the scariest text box in the game. If you miss menu there... I've never actually done it, but if you miss menu there, not only do you have to run further to the next area, but you have to... You lose time to loading screens. I think it results in about a minute and a half of time loss.
Units that were on their way to the surface. Their black boxes are online, so we presume they're still alive. We've tracked the location of their signals, so I need all your units on the surface to head over and investigate.
Okay.
I mean, I'm yelling at you from across the room anyways. I
I don't think you're actually on
I
camera,
heard
but...
something about that back at the resistance camp.
Dude.
Target location confirmed. I'm worried about the other androids. We
Hi.
should probably check this out as soon as possible.
I'm here.
Hi.
Looks like our surface route's been cut off.
Oops.
Maybe we can get through from underground. So
Ladders are slow.
those machines out in the desert look just like androids, right?
Right.
But we androids were modeled after our human creators. So why would machines
Yeah.
look like us?
31090
There's no point
for me
trying
to
work out
forget
unsolvable
who
problems.
Proto-Magical Alt
I
is.
suppose.
So what, there's now also a donation incentive? Proto will pretend like she doesn't know who Proto
No,
Magical...
actually, you know what? No. The donation incentive for me forgetting who Proto-Magical Alt is $1,310.90. Get us to 2K, and I will pretend I never knew.
You should get us to 1 cent less than 2K. Just so that we don't lose our memories.
Oh, what fun. This part of the game is fun.
Wow, this is weird.
Let's be happy together, together, together.
Where does this corridor lead?
I changed my mind.
We're getting resistance signals from that building over there.
Oh.
We need a way through.
Let's look around for a route we can take.
You're supposed to, like, jump on top of all of those roller coasters and go around, but God, wouldn't that be slow?
Yep, sure would be.
Alright, time to make fun of my run.
Let's play! Let's play! Not even a real speedrunner.
I think I'm on PB
Good idea
pace.
to leave that tank behind.
If they aren't hostile, fighting them is a waste of time.
In the next DLC of NieR, they should make a thing where if you get to that spot in a certain amount of time, it says this is not a Let's Play.
Analysis. It is a device that propels humans on rails at high speeds for the purpose.
So here's our roller coaster. Right, I don't think I actually finished explaining before. So enemies can drop items, and you can also get them in other ways called critical up chips, or, well, power-up chips, and I'll equip some later. And this isn't... the best ones are critical up chips, and these enemies have a chance to drop them, but it's kind of low. It doesn't happen too often.
So what do you think?
Drop rate up. That's the thing. They either drop rate up, which is the single most useless chip, or critical up, which is the single most useful chip.
Alright.
Drop rate up is useless. We don't even ever pick up items. Those ones before, I auto-picked up all the items in the cutscene, so I don't know what I got yet. But they could have been critical up chips, they could have been drop rate up chips, and they could have been shockwave chips, which are equally useless. They make a shockwave of your weapon. Well, they're not equally useless, they're less useless, but... This is the other chance that we get to get good chips. This boss will always drop 2 plus 3 chips, either melee attack, ranged attack, melee defense, or ranged defense. The offense chips are useful, the ranged chips are not. If I do this right, this first phase can be one-cycled.
Our records don't say anything about a machine like this.
Don't save Rosh. That's a bad idea.
No, donate to Saving Rosh so that other people have to donate.
Mercilessly destroy Rosh, please.
Did I cut off the second... Alright, I cut off that second attack that boss could do. Which means that was pretty good. So, this boss does a couple things. First is that, you may have noticed a different trick I was using there. That's called the slow... basically, if I'm holding down the button to do that big laser attack, enemies move slower until they complete an attack. And if I either dodge out of the way fast enough, or there's a number of ways to cancel out of it, that mini-game we'll see during this boss fight, never again, but when you're in Route B, it's a huge part of the game.
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
Well, if you want, Rush,
I don't think 2B.
I at some point accidentally changed my weapon set. So, it's really bad to get hit by enemy attacks here. And the reason behind this is you don't take damage if you get hit by enemy attacks. You have to play that hacking minigame again. And that's a lot slower than taking damage. Like that. See, I demonstrated for the sake of the stream. And not because I'm bad at the video game. Those shockwave ones are really annoying, because you're given this top-down perspective and the game's a lot harder to play with this top-down perspective. By the way, once I clear them all, the boss will come back down, and...
Keep it busy. You got it.
Okay, so now the boss is going to... This is Beauvoir, by the way. I should probably just use her name rather than just calling her the boss over and over again.
Big boss?
Big boss. That would be a very different... Metal Gear Solid would be a very different franchise. If that were the case.
Metal Gear Automata? The ultimate crossover.
I think that was pretty
Nobody
deep.
asked for, but everybody wanted.
So, I'm going to pick up these items in hopes... 2 of them will always be chips, 2 of them will always be recovery items. That's a weapon attack up. That's the best thing you can get over here for the first chip. And melee defense, which is useless. But getting one weapon attack up and one melee defense isn't bad. I usually wind up with like 2 melee defenses.
Now, proto-magical alt.
Things to say, huh?
Don't get uppity.
Almost like it had actual
Make Rush live, it'll make
You
everyone...
do not get to supersede me. I am your superior.
I guess.
Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
Yeah, get that Helix incentive met, please.
I am not hostile.
This does everything like this.
So I just told this thing that I'm not going to the village. By the way, that thing was very hostile. That's why I killed them. Not because they talk for like 2 seconds and you lose very minimal time to that.
Slash ban proto-magical alt. How dare you give money to charity in a way different than what I would do?
Oh, everyone else, look! Rosh Must Live is winning. You better all donate to kill Rosh. I'm good at I'm good at this.
So why don't the machines or the
Oops.
aliens who created
Nice save.
them attack the bunker directly?
Bye, 9S. Oh,
Here from
okay.
outer space.
That's what I was trying to do.
Well, there are a few theories about
Oh, so that was like an unsave.
Yeah, no, that was an unsave. That was an accident.
Thinking, you know?
So, I'm gonna save the game here. This is gonna be the only time I'm gonna save the game.
And guess what?
What?
I have the bears.
The Bears! I love the Bears.
The bears want you to donate to help the Transgender Law Center.
Oh,
The bears want Rosh to die. Can you really can you really say no
Oh,
to the
those bears just went from sweet to terrifying in a second.
Look at these bears. Can you really say no to these bears?
Hey, Alexis,
What?
just so you know, the role you were born for is coming up.
Nice. I'm ready. Appalling. Oh my god, Toke.
Everyone who is subscribed to Half Coordinated, get your 6 Oh-No's ready.
I need some water. I need to prepare.
It's coming up really soon.
We can get into the same ruins and find that
Okay,
place.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this voice acting. Don't worry. I expect us to hit 1K after this. It's time for regular schedule contact.
Where are my animals? There you are.
Don't put the animal bait on the rock.
It's not on the rock.
There's this operator I kind of liked, but when I asked her out, she turned me down! Honestly, to me, I don't know how I'm supposed to go on living!
To discuss this with.
I don't think I can stand spending one more day in this bunker!
Leaving would be bad for me. It would affect mission efficiency.
Are you saying you need me to be?
All Model B combat units require the assistance of an operator.
To be?
So,
Oh, I was
That
early
boar's
on
our friend.
I was early on that line.
that's all. Closing this channel.
Hey, wanna
Thank
hear?
you.
Wanna hear a joke? Wanna hear a setup to a joke? 2 androids walk into a town. One of them explodes.
And then what?
And staggers for a bit while talking to an enemy, apparently. Ooh, this could be a... Nope.
Rip.
And then punches a boar,
He just started training.
and the boar kills her.
We're not a threat?
Your mouth.
Ha 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 ha. Best joke. Oh, that's... I'm just able to see the stream better.
Hey, CB.
Well, what do you think?
I think you
But-
need to stop talking, so I'll shoot one of your friends, because that overrides your dialogue. I'm gonna pick up this skill salve. That'll be important for the end of the game.
Oh hey, we're only 100 from
It's
Smooches.
an emergency transmission from the bunker. We're reading a Goliath-class
Is every 100
enemy
after that an additional smooch?
and it looks like there are a ton
Yes.
of other machines there with it. All your HUD units should proceed and engage immediately.
2K and we will, like, make out. Like, it will be vaguely close to breaking Twitch's terms of service.
Oh, wait a minute.
You wouldn't do that for literally, like, raising $1,500 in one run.
Okay, that was probably an attack focus, a critical up, and a shockwave, which is pretty good for chips.
They just set the coordinates, so let's get going.
On it.
So, I'm gonna, So I'm actually right here going to, so I'm pretty comfortable with the skip at this point that's coming up. It's one of the harder ones, for sure. But that being said, during my practice earlier, I was just failing it over and over and over again. I activated that terminal so I could teleport to it later, by the way. So I am going to be very cautious in my setup here, just to make absolutely sure I don't fail it, because if I get bad RNG following failing the skip, I don't really get more attempts, or I have to kind of set up for more attempts, and like I can lose like up to a few minutes doing that.
Thank you, Onoim.
So, see, here we have our friend Engels again. In fact, we have two of him.
Him big.
Him big. Anyway, the game wants you to fight one of them on the ground, and by on the ground I mean on top of this giant building, and the other one in your flight units. But, I don't really, I kind of like Engels. I feel bad, you know? I think we should let at least one of the Engels live. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds good. Donation incentive to save or kill the Angles. You have 10 seconds.
No, no, no. I'm skipping Engels.
Is your runner's choice still QLX?
My runner's choice can be QLX.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oops, I failed it once.
Displaying data on central wiring hub.
Fortunately, we got RNG where I can get a... Oh my god. Ugh, I did it. Oh no, I didn't! Oh boy. This is kind of bad. Oh my god. Okay. Lots of time loss here, but that's fine.
You can still do the thing. I believe in you.
Oh my god, I failed it again. This is really, really bad. There we go. Whew. That was, not what you want to happen there.
The skies are packed with anti-air weapons. Make sure to approach at low altitude.
Copy that.
The save point wasn't for Engels, it was for the teleport later. I actually only needed the ranged attack up, but... So, a side effect of not killing that last boss, I can't see the health bar for this boss. And also, I'm supposed to get some machine cores, one for killing each of those. For some reason, skipping one makes me not get the machine cores for either, or the experience for either. Which actually makes this next fight a little more challenging than it normally is. This fight is on a timer, but basically, if the first time I kill the enemy, I gain levels, and actually I gain enough experience to make up for not having killed first angles, but...
For the first time in centuries, we've intercepted a signal belonging to the aliens. These are the creatures that are in direct command of
but it makes it a little more scary to do so, just because this boss can two-hit me now.
end this long and arduous war once and
But it seems to be underground. Like, way underground.
Guess we'll see once we get there. If we're lucky.
You're not much for plans, are you, 2B? This hallway looks pretty old.
Alex, we're in a marathon run. Alex, you can't come in.
Look at all these dead machines. Seems like they've been here for a long time.
What is this place?
I don't know. There's nothing like it in the database.
You ready for this really long and boring cutscene?
That's not this one.
What?
That's not this one.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You.
I'm just gonna stand there and talk.
Look out! My
It's
name
really long
is
and boring
Adam.
cutscene.
The aliens you seek are no longer here. They were wiped out centuries ago by us, the machines.
Wiped out.
And who knows? Perhaps we'll wipe out the androids next. Machines are weapons capable of evolution. We can grow.
Oh god, why did I get so many small recoveries?
Aware. Eventually, the intelligence within our network began to surpass.
So see, that's pod slow-mo. Notice how Eve is moving very slowly. And then... Oops.
Oh, there's no need to fret about them. They were simple, infantile.
Why did I get this many small recoveries?
Plants, I guess you'd say. They held no value to us, but the humans on the moon, now they are interesting.
Why them?
So this fight is on a timer. I think I already explained that, actually.
They killed uncountable numbers of their own kind, and yet loved in equal measure.
Yeah, you wanna take down Eve one time to get the experience?
Yep. But you have enough time. I usually do, it costs very little time, but I usually, God, the beginning is, before you have, okay, so there. That'll bring me up 2 levels, which makes Eve no longer able to two-shot me. So the rest of the fight, yeah, the rest of the fight doesn't matter.
Analyze them in order to drag their secrets forth into the light.
They did find pants.
The attraction in this.
Are you insane? We'd never do that! Can you believe this, 2B?
This
guy's
guy's
bonkers!
Well, I suppose
Nice.
this concludes negotiations. The only remaining option is to destroy you, the same way we destroyed these pathetic little aliens.
The aliens were armed.
Back this way again? What a pain.
Stop complaining.
Yeah.
2B, this is Operator 60. We now have an operational transporter in the city ruins. We're attempting to deploy them at other points as well.
About time we had access to those.
Care to fill me in?
Transporters? They let you transfer your consciousness to a temporary
That's
body
not-
back
that's
in the
not the
bunker.
power of the
I
Predator.
heard some tech guys talking about it.
That was very not the power
But I
of
didn't
Pride
know
Twitter.
they finally got it working.
Hey, you're coming up. Have none next time.
So this has a trans...
Still, their flight unit.
'80s, '90s, or early 2000s. They were all kind of bad. Oh hey, it's me.
Hi.
I was...
That concludes everything they've and speak. Of course, your net. You need this. Understood.
I'm very sorry about the coughing.
Yeah, the commander sure is a slave driver, huh?
I'm doing my best to not die.
Why don't we rest a little bit, 2B? It's been a while.
I'll rest if I feel like it.
So there's two skips coming up in this next segment. One of them minor, one of them incredibly major. Skips probably the most content. It probably skips the biggest portion of the game. It skips basically an entire level. The other one I just learned to do recently.
Yeah, 2/3 of the household is sick. This one is the only one with a functioning immune system, apparently.
I got the cold. I've got over it in 2 days.
Exactly.
So Pascal here is going to tell us that there's a tribe of machines living in the forest, and we're going to go investigate.
All hail. The Forest King.
So I'm going to sell these melee attack ups, I'm going to sell these ranged attacks up, I'm going to sell this melee defense up I have by mistake for machine cores, and I'm going to use that to max out my medium recoveries by about, say, 60 melee attack ups, 60 ranged attack ups, and I'm going to buy some ranged defense ups with... Oh wow, that was a lot more than I wanted of those, but whatever. Did I actually get the right things? Yep. Oh wait, no, I bought smalls. Oh well, we're stuck with ranged attack up smalls for the rest of the game. That's going to be a big problem.
Menuing.
That was a pretty bad menuing mistake, honestly.
Thinking face emoji.
Honestly, next time I come back to Pascal's village, I'll sell a bunch of those and I should be able to buy some ranged attack ups.
Perhaps via some sort of hex.
That was a really bad menuing mistake, honestly.
It's a marathon win.
So...
I see you with that fast app thinking. You have good taste in subs.
Say, 2B.
What?
When do you think you'll be
Turkey
willing to
salt.
call me Nines?
1
9S
sandwich.
works just fine.
Well, yeah,
Um...
Man, this
But
job-
anyway, we're going to meet our friend from the first NieR, Emil. And by meet our friend Emil,
structure Pascal was
I mean we're going to skip the cutscene where we would meet our friend Emil.
known as a shopping center.
No getting through here.
Maybe. If we were human, we probably would have gone shopping and such here, right?
More meaningless conjecture.
You're so serious, 2B. You know that?
Alert. Multiple machine life forms detected above our position.
Menuing boss.
Who the heck is the Forest King?
Who the heck is the Forest King?
What do you expect?
Next time I go to Pascal's village, I'll visit the shop again and basically sell a bunch of stuff, and I should be able to get enough. So that's our friend Emil, who we're never going to meet.
Friend.
And by friend, I mean 9S and 2B immediately decide the best course of action is to murder him, so he runs away.
Looks like the forest is just ahead.
What a world we live in.
I am really bad at menuing in video games. I'll make up for it later. I know.
Aware of how to fight.
I can sell a bunch of stuff, I'll be fine. Cost myself like a minute or so. Not even. Whoops.
I love the forest androids. They're so dedicated.
For the Forest King.
What is with these guys?
Don't listen to what they're saying, 2B.
So something interesting, when you play through this game on Route B, you're playing as 9S, who is a scanner unit, and therefore, you know, kind of gets more information than 2B does. So when you come to all these areas, you get the backstories on all these areas, which I won't talk about here because I would like people to be able to experience the game themselves. But if you, I will say that I mean, most of them are pretty interesting, but the one for this area is especially interesting. At least in my opinion. It's a very interesting way. I did some jumps there. I thought that was hard at one point.
Nice skip. We just skipped, like, the entire...
No, we didn't. We just skipped
Oh, right, we
walking
still
around
have to
the
do
side.
the...
This is the big skip. You see this castle level that they want us to do? Like...
Right, we have to do this skip. This area is just a bunch of small skips and then one really big one. Where you go like that. You stab a tree. And,
I got that clip on the first try.
And then you're just suddenly out of bounds.
Yep. I'm going to go to the end of the castle segment.
Shoutouts to the most important staircase in the speedrun.
Takes some practice to get up here consistently, but once you do, it's easy. And here's the end of the level.
You're never actually supposed to go on that staircase, because you enter this area in, like, side-scrolling mode.
That staircase is actually just a background element.
But it's
you can't
there.
even really see it.
But it's
It was
there.
really nice of the devs to put it there for the speedrun. Here's the Forest King. There's our little baby Forest King.
Oh, it's adorable.
I think you'll have to figure out. I think the Forest King might have died in that cutscene.
Oh.
Unit is currently wanted by Annihilation recommended.
Annihilation?
Donation incentive for Hex to go for the hard skip set at $500.
No, I can't do it.
Bunker to 2B and 9N.
I never said you would get it.
No, I mean, I literally don't even... I've literally never gotten it in practice, let alone in a run.
Just hit some buttons in the right spot.
This A2 fight's going pretty... That was a really fast A2 fight, honestly. I think that was the fastest A2 fight I've ever had.
Let's go after her, 2B.
Yep, let's go after her. There's an invisible wall here where you'll get yelled at by command for trying to not pursue the deserter, but if you go that way, you get a bunch of dialogue where the commander tells you she's glad you're safe and to be careful of her in the future because she's an incredibly powerful robot and you're lucky to have gotten out alive and she cares about you. Loser. Okay, let me... The enemies there don't really know what to do.
Don't forget to fix your menuing mistake.
By the way, we would have been told... Yeah, I'll fix my menuing mistake here. We would have been told there to go back to Pascal's village, but I skipped all the cutscenes telling me to do so. But I'm cheating, so I know where Pascal's village is. Or where to go next.
You should give 100,000 bits to twitch.tv/powerupwithpride for the Transgender Law Center. Except we don't have bits on this channel,
Yeah,
so
just
you'll
give...
just have to use PayPal.
This channel doesn't have bits, but I bet you... so let's fix that error here. So if I just sell all these small ranged attacks ups and like 50 of these, because I don't need that many. I only meant to sell. Should be enough. That gives me a ton of money, and I can spend all of that on ranged attack ups. Get 47 of them, which should be enough for the rest of the run. Problem fixed. Cost me less than a minute.
It'll be faster if you...
Marathon.
Hey, remember at Buckeye Speed Bash when I forgot to talk to Pascal here and lost a ton of time?
I see.
Yeah, that was great.
Let's stay sharp and head back to the resistance camp. We should run a check on our consciousness data and resupply.
So there's a skip here that used to be very challenging. Basically, what you'd have to do is there's a barrier above you and a barrier below you. Or there's a barrier like at the top of the screen and the bottom of the screen, and you need to land at this tiny space between the two barriers. It wasn't actually... There were a number of ways to do it. Like, there were a number of angles to approach it. But I'll show you now what someone found that kind of makes this a little easier and faster.
9S, why did you ask Pascal about A2?
Huh?
It's not recommended to interface with machines without
So
consulting
let's skip this dialogue by going over here. That triggers different dialogue that's much shorter.
Machines are the enemy. Don't forget it.
Oh, alright. It should the resist steps and with all of course. Anyway.
So if now all you have to do to get out of bounds is do that. Done.
Classic.
Done. That's it. Easiest skip in the game.
It's really one of those things that reminds you that you have all these really cool glitches in speedrunning, but somebody has to find those glitches and those setups in the first place, and like, just because the one you have is like there's no promise that the harder one is the best one.
Yeah, that one's
Someone just has to find the good one. Like, you just never know what's there in your game.
Also, something I really like about Platinum, other than the fact that I'm a huge Platinum fangirl, and like they make amazing video games, and I like pretty much everything they've made. I'm not a huge fan of Anarchy Reigns, but other than Anarchy Reigns, I think I like all of their games. But something they'll do is they don't really fix bugs that don't affect, you know, they don't patch out bugs that don't hurt the average player, so that you can have fun with them.
Let's take him out already. So I can be home in time for dinner and a bath.
Androids don't need to bathe. As long as you
Honestly, the dialogue between A2 and 9S is, or A2, 2B and 9S is just incredible.
Yeah, but come on, 2B, it still feels good.
I was not being sarcastic, by the way. I feel like it adds a lot to the game. So I'm gonna slow-mo this so I can try to fail to do that. I'm taking a long time to kill these robots. This one can be really annoying. Does stuff like that. You don't normally have to fight those things on the ground.
I think that's the last.
So here's a fun little skip. If you just walk away, it skips the dialogue. Alright, time for me to take a 15-minute nap. No, I can't. It's not. I can't actually give you the controller.
Dang.
Let's
Too bad at video games.
I can think of a game everyone should play while the run gets a little dull. I think everyone should play Donate to the Transgender Law Center. Whoever donates the most wins.
Wow, that's such a fun game. That's like my favorite game ever.
Honestly, so this segment of the game, I think this game is absolutely incredible. In pretty much it nails everything. This is the one exception. This even in the casual game, the segment goes on way too long and is way too dull for how long it goes on. We're gonna count how many times we quote-unquote beat the boss. Oh wait, no we didn't.
I'm gonna be hosting for Hal's run of this game at SGDQ, so naturally this is my favorite part of the run, because this is the part where I get to talk a bunch. It's not the issue of shmups, Toke. This is just literally a 15-minute auto-scroller.
Also, shmups aren't at all challenging or fun when you have, like, 90 healing items. I love shmups. I just don't like this. It's so dull. But the thing is, this game isn't a shmup. It does not have it does not have anything that makes a shmup fun. There's no sense of, there's no sense of, like, danger, because there's no way anything here is gonna kill me. And that's not because I'm well practiced at this game and I'm doing a speedrun. It's because it's just not hard. Everything dies in one hit, and you have a ton of health and a million recovery items. Not to mention, the enemy patterns, like, shmups are a very difficult genre. They gotta put bullets everywhere. Look how easy it is for me to dodge these attacks. This game is amazing, but, this specific part of the...
We here at Power Up with Pride have the best resources to offer to our donors. Speaking of resources to offer to our donors, reminder that we're going to have all sorts of cool prizes to give away to our donors, including oil paintings, perlers, and swag from the Yeti.
I wouldn't want to miss those. Anyway, look, it's the boss at the end of the area, right?
Wow, it's so big and scary. It must be the boss. I'm not yawning because it's past midnight. I'm yawning because this boss is boring, I swear. Just what I'm lacking. Same taupe.
Look how engaging this segment is. Oh no, I got hit by the big laser. Look how devastating that was.
Yes, Leggy.
Okay, one! Guess what? That wasn't the boss. That one was kind of obvious. Here's Grun. I hate Grun.
Is that a machine? It's freaking...
By the way, if you're playing this game casually, reminder that Route B is playing through Route A as 9S instead of 2B, which adds a lot, gives you a very different perspective, and his approach to combat is very different than 2B's, making for Route B still being very fun. Less fun to speedrun because 9B doesn't have the same, or 9B.
Bad ship.
Bad ship. 2-0 or bust. But the thing is that this boss, the thing is, 9S's different approach to combat, and you know, and the fact that you get a lot more story and stuff, and the fact that the game's fun enough in the first place that you're going to want to see all these things again. And you get all these cool little hacking segments that are fun when you're doing them. They're not as much fun as playing as 2B, but they're fun when you're doing them, like, you know, casually. This segment, when you're playing as 2B, is exactly the same. Meaning that in order to beat this game, you have to do this segment twice. There's a couple points where it's slightly different, but by and large, it's exactly the same.
Chat has suggested that you cuddle Grun with bullets.
Okay, I'll cuddle Grun with bullets to death.
It's a good plan. Still sitting a cozy $90 or so. I can't really read that well from the smooches. Just saying.
Actually, no. I think we. Oh wait, yeah, no. We're. I think we're like $85 from the smooches.
I can't read.
It's $85. This segment's so boring that I can turn to read small numbers on the second monitor because, like, it's not like there's a ton of precise movement or anything. So, here we go. We made it to Grun's EMP shield generator. After we kill this thing, Grun will be, you know, Grun's EMP shield will go down, and they'll blast our big friend here, from space, and, with an orbital laser strike, and Grun will die.
Yay!
So therefore, the fight is over once we destroy this. You know that's not happening.
Oh, you had me convinced. It's it, we did it.
Yep, we did it! And here comes...
Electromagnetic interference eliminated. Preparing for satellite laser strike.
I'm doing my best to... I'm not doing
What's
very well.
this? Grun is still okay?
Oh, come on! It's got an electromagnetic
9S saying what we're all thinking.
I am not a past midnight person.
I mean, we've also been, like, getting up really early lately. I am also exhausted.
Yeah, we got up at, what, 6:30 today?
Yeah, I need to get up at 6:30 a.m. to take the bus to work. Because I don't have a car.
Unkillable.
Alright, here we go. 2B and 9S are going to fire lasers at Grun.
We've got mortars lining the shoreline here. All the EMP shielding in the world won't help against close-range mortar fire.
Got it.
All the EMP shielding in the world won't help against close-range mortar fire. This is it. This boss is Grun. See, that was a pun on done.
I'll help in.
That was a bad pun.
Can you pretend like it was a good pun?
We need more firepower.
2B,
Let's try for a more direct approach.
Direct? Oh, right.
Lay down some fire.
You're in its stupid mouth.
So, fun fact, I don't control the cursor moving there. I just control when I fire. So, alright, we shot Grun in the mouth 3 times.
He's dead.
He's dead now,
Oh god,
right?
no, wait, he's tall.
Yep.
Wait, that's not how dead works.
That enormous machine is an ancient weapon. It was designed to help annihilate the androids, but it wound up going out of control. I was part of the machine's network when it happened, so I remember it.
I'm gonna be honest, I also think, I'm not gonna say what it is in case you want to play this game for yourself, but, this boss's backstory I also find to be kind of dull. It's kind of a cliche, I feel like.
Don't cuddle Grun. Unless you're cuddling Grun with bullets.
I mean, if you're not an android, you should be fine to cuddle Grun. Grun's primary weaponry is that EMP, like that EMP that surrounds him. So if you are a non-android, you can cuddle Grun.
Yo, $55 away from smooches. Just saying. These lips are ready to go. Those ones are probably slightly less ready, but that doesn't matter.
If we reach 3,000 by the time the next Atom fight comes up, we can just make out for the entirety of the Atom.
Nice!
Of the Atom.
Well, y'all better get to work. We don't have much time left until that.
No, it's like 10 minutes or so. Not 10 even, minutes, it's like 5 minutes.
$55?
Well, $1,055. I said 3,000, or sorry, $2,055.
Only $1,055 from barely Twitch legal makeouts.
I don't think they're Twitch legal, but I think they'll forgive us when we send $2,000 to charity because of it. Donation
goes to Grun is love. Grun is life.
Grun is love. Grun is life. Oh, can someone please donate to not make that the file name?
I don't think we have enough file name contributions yet.
I like how many different choices we're getting here.
All the memes.
I'm actually doing pretty decently on Grun's, on these cores. There's not a huge amount of tech to it, but honestly, people failed them constantly to do them perfectly optimally, and I think the reason behind that is because they just want to be done with it and get way too overly aggressive.
Well, no.
Oh look, we're about to hit the last big EMP generator on Grun's back. It's gonna end. Oh, we got knocked away. I'm counting that.
No, Meg. 1,000 is for smooches. 2,000 is for barely Twitch legal makeouts.
3,000 is for doing it throughout the entire Atom monologue in a minute.
Yeah, you gotta donate $2,000 in the next, like, 4 minutes. Just saying. At BK, where are you at?
Where are our millionaires?
You didn't want that, like, nice $2,000 thing.
I mean, they did. They wanted a 1 and 40-second video of us making out while adding monologues.
I'm gonna go find Notch. Yeah, I don't think Notch would donate to an event like this.
I think he would. I think he would do it at complete random.
I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't.
Notch, if you're watching...
you should prove me wrong.
Notch, if you're watching, Alexis made fun of me for saying that I like to play Minecraft sometimes, and you should tell her that your game is good.
I won't believe it unless you put the money with it.
Yeah, put the money, and Alexis will admit that Notch, if you donate $2,000 to this charity stream, Alexis will admit that Minecraft is the best game ever made.
If Notch donates $2,000 to PUWP Pride, I will play Minecraft on stream.
Bro will sell her soul. Oh, that's annoying.
Somebody like clip that and post it on Twitter, and like at Notch. $2,000 and I will.
I just went to
Minecraft on
Split
stream.
because that's where a Split is. Anyway, Grun is actually dead this time.
Yay!
Everyone tweet Notch. Anyone who doesn't tweet Notch is in the wrong for not tweeting Notch about this. Frodo, are you tweeting Notch right now?
No.
Yep, there's the clip.
Oh hey Kaylee, guess what?
What?
You ready to get smooched?
Are we not saving that for the end of the run?
Oh, I assumed I would smooch you during the Atom fight.
Sure, we have time.
Never mind that. I need a status report.
Roger that.
Is he kind of awful?
Giant machine that attacked the shore.
Not if he donates $2,000 to the Transgender Law Center for Power Up with Pride 2017.
I don't really know
Transgender
that
Law
much
Center.
about Notch. All I know is that he made Minecraft, and that he's really rich now. And that he made, like, a bunch of games that, like, kind of were half-finished afterwards.
Yeah, about that. We picked up a faint black box reading, but it wasn't strong enough to lock down his position.
But holy heck, this marathon has been live for like 12 hours. We've already made $1,000. Guys, that's absolutely amazing.
Actually, the commander has already ordered us to prioritize tracking down
Everyone watching is great.
If you find 9S,
Everyone who donated is double great.
Will do. To be out.
It's for, like, a really, really, really good cause.
Han, I need you to scan for any nearby black box signals.
If people could get Notch to donate to this, like...
Detected. However, a dynamic scanner is required for detection of weaker signals.
Never heard of it.
Set dynamic
I mean, I do remember seeing Notch at, like, the top of, like, a million different Humble Bundles.
further information should be obtained from the resistance leader.
Hear that? We're supposed to obtain further information and not just go to where 9S is, because we don't know where 9S is. 9S could be anywhere. 9S could even be at the bottom of this elevator.
No. No way. There's no way 9S is at the bottom of this specific elevator. Yeah, we raised 1,200 total last year. I think it was like exactly 1,202. But
Well, let's see if we can surpass the entire weekend last time in just one day.
Only $200 left. Let me retweet this tweet that I just wrote.
What is this?
Bugging Notch is well, I mean, not bugging Notch is a guaranteed way to not get money from Notch, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It is unlikely that you'll find that signals far on their own. Hypothesis. The enemy must have placed them here deliberately.
Yo, John.
How did we get on the topic of soliciting Notch for money? Anyway, this fight. Basically, the first phase you just dodge attacks, but they put this block here so that you don't actually have to do anything.
War. The more human records I unearth, the more charmed I am by their complexity. This city is one of many...
$1,000 more and we will continue.
Quick! You're running out of time. Adam's monologuing.
Drop it right now or never.
I'm just kidding. You have plenty of time. Adam never shuts up.
I seek to learn and adopt all
Adam is just
so
gonna throw some cubes. That's what's gonna happen here.
Only then did I realize
I'm gonna like
the truth. The
play
cold
some Switch games while we're waiting.
Are you stealing my BSB?
Yes,
guy?
I'm stealing your BSB gimmick. I'm gonna literally play Mario Kart.
This
Yep.
is humanity in its purest form.
Mouse and I timed this before my run at Buckeye Speed Bash. This actually goes for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Did I speak ill of your beloved humans? The truth can be so painful. I strive to attain nothing less than the essence of humanity itself. We machines exist in a connected network.
To be fair though, if you're playing this casually, you don't notice because you're probably very enthralled.
Infinite bits of data.
Yeah, because Adam's speech is just so enthralling.
I enjoyed it, and also you don't know to hide behind this cube, so you actually have to dodge.
Of death.
And you don't really know he's completely unhittable. The game acts like you could hit him. You can't though.
I have severed.
Oh, do I have to stop playing video games now?
I mean, you don't really. You're not doing the run.
Now,
Let us
Embrace death! Leggy, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right now.
Leggy, I'm gonna have to ask you to, whatever you do, do not stop.
Please /ban Leggy Starscream.
Please slash mod Leggy Starscream.
Adam's nails are top tier.
Here's a fun fact. Notice how I'm getting Adam like down to like 25% health. Well, we're about to enter phase 2. Alright, ready?
2B! I have no intelligent commentary to offer this run. I just have voice acting, imitation, and memes. That's what you've got to work with here.
I mean, same.
Also, I like how
So,
the game
yeah.
forced his health bar back to half.
Yep. In phase 2, he always starts with half health.
Adam is dead. Don't get ending eye.
One time during a race, I went the wrong way and got a bad ending to the game and and forfeited the race because I lost it.
Bless me.
Adam is edgy as fuck.
Damn. Your things. Oh, you want nothing. Nothing. Oh, command got it. This is 2B. Patch me through to the commander.
Hex, little known facts about twitch.tv/witcheshex/subscribe over here.
I
Hex
don't have
has
partner.
the world record in NieR Automata ending I.
I don't know that for sure. And I don't list anywhere that I do. And the VOD is gone.
Why? Why didn't you take your free world record?
In a shitty category that no one runs.
Super Mario World 1 Yump is one of the most populated categories on the leaderboard.
In the meantime, I have another mission for you.
Oh, egg E, like a total egg. Yeah, that too. Adam's an egg, yeah.
I
mean, Adam and Eve are in this game are like super what the fuck are gender roles.
Well, they literally don't understand gender at all. You know, like most people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Speaking of gender, reminder that we are raising money here at Power Up with Pride 2017 for the Transgender Law Center.
Something tells me this is going to involve a lot of killing.
I do not want to run ending I. I'm gonna
Free
stick
world
with,
record is free world record.
I'm gonna stick with my 28th place on the any percent ending A.
Oh, hello, 2B. Do you
So we're gonna have a little fun chat with Pascal. Now here's the thing, we're not supposed to know where Pascal pops up.
Well, 2 days ago, I was contacted by some machines that
I mean, yeah, in this game, both the machines and the androids are more or less just imitating humans, so they kind of pretend to have genders.
They're seeking to form an alliance.
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Well, yeah.
If that's what they want, why don't they move in?
I believe they're working on building a colony of their own.
You don't say.
Indeed. Apparently,
You know, someone asked, so Yoko Taro extensively answered questions on android
I was
genitals.
actually planning to go speak with them myself, you know. Maybe we can meet up over
Thanks.
Sounds good.
I'm giving fun facts to the game I'm playing.
Data obtained. Marking on map.
Yeah, I knew where Pascal was gonna spawn, so pop into existence.
You should probably be careful. The machines can be rather unpredictable.
Even you?
In truth, yes. Now that we're cut off from the network, we no longer share data with each other. We can speak, of course, but I find that language contains
Thinking face emoji.
intentions.
Anyway, here's a fun fact. If there's some clearly evil machines in this next room.
You enter the domain of God.
I have to wait.
Feel when you
Yeah, I have to
pop
wait
into
for this one.
existence.
I have to wait for this one to catch up. Hurry up! Oh, they got angry. They got angry. Look, they're steaming mad.
Angry.
Become as dogs.
Become as dogs.
Woof, bark, bark, woof. It would be adorable if there was like a little machine dog, but that would also make thematically 0 sense. So if I were to kill that clearly evil robot right there, I would get a bad ending.
Why don't you have world record in that ending?
Because I would have wasted an hour and 40 minutes.
You should get world records in all the meme endings, honestly.
I mean, I could make as many meme endings as I want. Mackerel percent is something that's on the leaderboard that a few people have actually run.
Mackerel percent is lit.
So mackerels are deadly to androids if they eat them. So one of the bad ends is eating a mackerel. And,
Alphabet run one. Oh god.
that would take so long. This game has 26 endings.
My name is Pascal.
It sure is, Meg.
Peace treaty?
Oh hey, that one's dead. It's time for all of us to die and become as dogs.
Damn it.
Are dogs dead? Why would the dog die?
I don't know. Unique perspectives.
More than anything right here, I want to kill as many of these as possible for the experience, because I'm stuck here anyway. And depending on how well I do here, and a few other factors for that matter, basically I'm either going to be level 19 or 20 at the very end of the game, which makes a difference in the final boss fight.
Me too, John. Me too.
I would rather be level 20.
You should just get like the most NieR Automata world records. Get like all the dumb bad endings and beat the best NieR Automata speedrunner.
I mean, I could just make up, if I'm just making up categories, I can just make up easier categories. World record, press the X button on the title screen. I did it, I win. World record, press the X button twice on the title screen.
But that's not a real run. Endings in this game are defined endings because, you know, they're endings.
Ending W world record. Ending W is the ending you get for dying in the prologue. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm on absolutely full health here because there's a hallway with exploding robots that might kill me if I walked into it on low health and got unlucky. Ending W would be the fastest category. No, what about the ending you get for removing your OS chip? Someone should add that to the leaderboards.
You just have to run it.
That's literally 2 seconds of menuing and the game's over.
Okay. I see no problem with this.
Is that still slower? Because you have to use all your healing items in ending W. Here are crushers, they're scary, and I almost got crushed by one while saying that. Okay, here's the last skip in the run.
Yeah, it's like linked past any percent. It's just kind of...
What happened there?
Over.
Ooh.
And that's factory out of bounds.
No, that's not out of bounds. We're not
Isn't it called factory out of bounds?
No, it's a different glitch. We did that earlier in the run, and we're gonna do it again.
Oh, right, that's that one.
We're gonna wind up back in that area.
This is factory skip.
Crusher skip.
Crusher skip. Of course, because every speedrun has to have a crusher skip. Speaking of crusher skips, be sure to tune in later this weekend for Mega Man 6 with Proto Magical Girl, featuring crusher skip and Nightman stage.
Oh, I love Proto Magical Girl. She's great.
Ah, she's a nerd. You shouldn't watch her.
But she smooched me during my run.
Nice.
And also, she's really cute.
Speaking of her being cute, somebody should... I'm assuming somebody clipped us smooching. That should get posted on the Twitter, TBH.
What?
Crushers are hard.
I stubbed my toe!
Crushers are hard.
Oops, I went into the message change. How? How did that happen? Oh.
That sounds super fake, Toke. I don't believe you.
I stubbed my toe. Toke, I've heard that too.
Crushers are hard. Good night.
Good night.
I'm just gonna take a nap while you stop being bad.
Oh, I thought I was good. Am I bad?
I mean, you just stubbed your toe in a crusher and died. I'm just saying.
How did... That was a really bad crusher to die on. I'd have to go through this entire factory segment again.
I feel so well rested after that nap. Thanks, Proto Magical Alt.
Thanks, Cecily.
Yeah, Cecily.
You gotta give us 1,000 more bucks by the end of the run to forget. At least I can not remake my mistakes.
Power
That's right.
naps with pride.
I also have to find my corpse because it has my chips. Which is a little important. But I know where it's. I mean, it's on the route I take anyway. That crusher crushed my toe. I'm a little upset. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is Crusher Skip. I'll remember the name of it someday. If you've never seen this trick before, and I know none of you have, you skip some crushers.
Well, you use the crusher to skip a bunch of the factory.
Skip some crushers.
You actually had
I'm an expert on NieR
You had
Automata.
to go through the crushers anyway. You just skip some of the level.
I am an expert on NieR Automata. When I speak, the game molds itself to my truth.
Oh, nice. Can you put me on world record pace?
Hex is on world record pace.
I'm on world record pace, which is funny because world record happened 5 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. 7 minutes ago now? Sure, we'll pull the dagger out for $1,000.
$1,000.
Oh, wait, I want this. This is the body of PUWP. You actually get some experience for doing that.
Don't stub your toe.
I was more concerned about the exploder there. Because I got thrown off cycle by picking up that body. You can save those robots for some like experience.
With your death, you will become dogs.
Exit route secured.
Thanks.
Accidental bans. For every minute that we're not at $2,000, we're gonna randomly ban someone from chat. Better get to work.
Every 5 minutes we don't get to $2,000, we're gonna randomly ban Proto from chat.
Good. The chat will be a better place.
Help me, Notch. There's a meme at stake. Yeah, Notch, you better show up.
The fate of my stream, having or not having Minecraft on it, is at stake here too.
I mean, Notch has till the end of Power Up with Pride for that one. How many people messaged Notch?
It has begun.
Oh wait, right. I'm not fighting this boss yet.
Hi, Matt B.
Hi. So ideally what this boss will do is stay in the middle there, not charge at me in any direction. Or do that. And will not launch any exploders. Any other attack doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna shut off power in the factory now.
Do it.
Factory system at 80% control. Hang in there, 2B. 90%.
We never said people would remain banned.
98.
Except for Proto.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get permabanned. Y'all really need to start donating, please. I kind of like this event that I helped run. I would like to not be banned from the chat.
Please think of all the...
I didn't do... Are we voting? Is that how it works?
Yep, that's how randomness works. We vote. Leggy is the randomly selected Proto. What I'm trying to do here, but Soshi's really not cooperating with me right now, is I'm trying to get a leg, because if I can break one of the leggies...
Break a leggy.
Then this happens, and I can see the weak spot. Using some pod slow-mo, I can get a lot of damage on this weak spot. I accidentally fired my laser though, so no more slow-mo.
Can I avoid ban by wearing the helmet? Can I? It's over there. I can go get it.
Yes, the helmet is ban-proof.
Well, okay. Sure. I haven't worn this thing.
Please don't break a leggy. We would never break. We would never break that leggy. We're just gonna break a leggy.
This is uncomfortable with how much hair I have now.
Well, you can't take it off now.
Can't read chat.
How much should they have to give for you to smooch me while wearing the helmet?
Do you want that?
It wouldn't really mean anything. You would just rub the helmet against my face.
I'll do that for free.
Wow. I can't believe you just deprived a charity of money. Really good one, too.
Spork, you're implying that there isn't already one.
You can read the chat through that thing?
Barely.
So remember that skip I did at the very beginning of the run? Well, look where we are.
Oh hey, it's the same place. Anyways.
And the same place means the same bugs.
I'm surprised they didn't release a patch in the last, like, hour and 20 minutes.
Which wouldn't have gotten downloaded.
To keep Proto from getting banned. Thank
okay.
you, Moonrise.
I went back in bounds by mistake, so I only got half of the skip. But whatever, it's not actually that big of a deal. That just
the helmet version of the Twitch app is even worse than the iOS version. I just use the built-in browser.
Yeah, but it has subscriptions.
Yeah, during the affiliate subglitch, you could access subscriptions on the helmet.
Oh, you still can. It's the one way to do it.
Yeah.
You can actually sub to non-affiliates as well. I'll summarize that cutscene we just skipped. Where you murdered my brother. Where?
No thanks.
Yeah, of course, Toke. Doesn't your motorcycle helmet have a built-in web browser?
That seems like a terrible feature for a motorcycle helmet. That seems like a great way to get into a motorcycle accident.
It's a good thing I don't ride motorcycles.
I see.
If it is, put all of the money to don't kill whatever that character from the Star Wars game is.
Rosh.
So that people have to donate more.
I love stubbies. Stubbies are so precious. The little basic androids, like those, or the little basic machines, those ones, they're called
Really?
stubbies.
Because I hate stubbies because their attack patterns are the most annoying of any of them.
But stubbies are adorable.
They look like a meal. They all look like a meal.
They all look like a meal.
There's a reason for that.
Why are their numbers
Plot.
increasing like this?
There's actually a reason for that. Is it in the game or is it just like something? That's the thing about this game. This is one of those games that has like a million different pieces of side content that is inaccessible to an American audience. That has crucial plot if you want to understand everything that's going on. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a volcano somewhere with like some entity from somewhere that's really important to what's happening that's never referenced in the game proper anywhere.
At Yoko Taro, give us NieR Automata stage play in English.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Was that a skill self? Range attack up.
2B! You okay? They can't reach.
Donation for smooches and trans justice. Thank you, Danny. I like both of these things a lot.
I do too.
Robots. Yo, did we kill PUWP 2016 in one day? That's sick. Y'all are amazing.
Everyone watching is awesome, and you should feel awesome. You've done a great thing.
Yeah, PUWP 2016 is dead.
Alright, I'm going to try really hard to not go over estimate here, because that could very well happen. I only have 6 minutes to not go over estimate. I'm probably going to wind up going over estimate because of that factory death. And also failing angle skip a bunch. Those two factors.
You again?
So hey, remember that boss we fought very long ago in the game? Here it is again.
I miss that boss so much.
Well, I have some good news for you.
Nice!
This is never going to end.
I probably should have preserved slow-mo there for this phase. But also, I think I kind of just killed it immediately. Nope. There we go.
Rolly ball.
There we go. It's dead. Yeah, I think the run before this finished early too. That's how it goes. So...
It's marathons. Every run is like always slightly earlier than last until you get that one run that has an extra hour of setup time.
Well, that didn't happen today.
It'll happen. I believe. It might be Zelda 1 randomizer. Who knows?
Meg, don't let it be Zelda 1 randomizer.
I mean, I'm restreaming Zelda randomizer.
Meg, don't let it be Zelda 1 randomizer. It's all on you.
Hello, trans Googlers. I too am a trans who uses Google. I'm assuming that's what that means.
Is that a Google Plus community?
It very well could be.
Hi, Google Plus. Oh my god, die. Thank you. Some machine cores just don't know any respect.
They're still coming? What do we do? There's too many.
2B? 2B, can you hear me? Our village is under.
Pascal?
Poor Pascal.
Oh, Google.
Sure is a darn shame.
Yeah. Alright. I can still make this... No, I actually can't. I can't undercut my estimate, unfortunately. But fortunately, there's no one after me tonight.
Damn it.
I agree with this.
Transbangers are good people. Both of them.
I agree with this. You should do... I agree with this make the Google Doodle redirect here.
Okay, but like...
We can do.
My friend John is the one and only trans Yahoo searcher.
The trans Yahoo searcher. Yeah, not only the one and only trans Yahoo searcher, the one and only Yahoo searcher.
Yeah, no, there's no
Oh,
ones.
that's really bad RNG. When that happens, like, if that thing lands on top of there, there's just nothing I can do about it. I just lose a bunch of time. I've only had that happen to me twice, and the last time was in my last run. I'm still mad about that crusher.
It's an orb.
So this thing dies really quick to a little flood, slow-mo, some power-ups, and some taunts.
Oh, thank you so much.
And now we get to fight our final edgelord for the night.
All been preserved at the same moment.
What's that about everything needing to die?
May have gone mad.
It's Eve.
Okay, real talk, I need someone to make me a NieR Automata mod, and all it does is replace Eve in the final fight with Shadow the Hedgehog.
Eve's current position.
The game would be exactly the same.
We'll take care of Eve.
Yes, it would.
It would be perfectly in character for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Now what?
Everything must die!
So there's an attack Eve has in his first phase that's very slow, where he rises up and you have to do some platforming. By applying damage fast enough, I can get this to skip. If I fail it, but don't fail it too badly, I can still like cut it short by just like jumping with projectiles. I'm gonna try to get this good. Slow-mo helps a lot. I didn't get it. But I think I'm close enough where I can just bring him back down easily. Nope, I need to actually go up there.
Nice auto-tuned Moose voice lines.
Alright, that was not what I wanted to happen. But at least everyone watching got to see Eve's cool attack.
It is a pretty cool attack. Super
It's
anime
actually,
attack.
if you're... It's pretty much impossible to get that to skip without the damage glitch, so when you're playing casually,
He's absorbing the life force of whatever's left on the network.
like, that attack is not skippable. I mean, you could technically, like, fire your pod at it for a while. So, Phase 2, pretty much the same as Phase 1. There's no, like, flying attack. Basically, we're waiting for 9S to complete hacking, but it's not actually time-based. It'll happen... 9S is like a little hacking circle. Goes up with the amount of damage we do to Eve. Although if we do it faster than the circle can rise, Eve will start healing again. Which doesn't actually matter. So Eve was about to start healing there, but that didn't happen.
Like,
anyway, here's the second last phase. Eva's using the Chaos Emeralds.
oh my god.
So,
I hate the fact that you're right. Now it's shmup time.
now, this is why I bought those ranged defense ops, because those things can really heck you up. Because I'm going to keep taunting Eve, which will increase the damage of those. I'm also going to stand very close to Eve, which is going to make some of them very hard to dodge. And they're kind of easy to dodge right now. They'll get a lot harder, and we'll see why. And you'll see why. Right, I should
Oh, you mean the Chaos Emeralds?
So, we're gonna...
The Obama.
And this is why I
voice
have those
clip
skill
of
selves,
that.
because these skill selves are, during this phase of Eve... So, I'm super underleveled. That's just an inevitable ability of this. I'm going to want to spam prod programs, because I can't use my prod program in the second half of this phase. At Eve, because they do more damage.
Ariel, is that a reference to the single best donation of Awesome Games Done Quick 2016 during Kirby 64 when somebody donated exactly the same thing? If not, then you're really creative, and I applaud you for independently coming up with the best donation ever.
What was the donation?
Take your donation, split it in half, save the animals, kill the animals for chaotic neutral.
Oh, I remember that one, actually.
Straight up my favorite GDQ donation of all time.
Alert. NFCS destroyed. Close range combat no longer operable.
Didn't save the animals and kill the animals already happen, though?
Yeah, no, that was like earlier today. Metroid Block was like...
So, here's the last phase of Eve. I don't have any physical attacks anymore. I can't dodge or run. All I can do is fire my pod.
Also, you have a really big health bar.
It's not actually a bigger health bar. That's a status effect. I have the glitched status effect, and what that does is it kind of messes with the UI a bit. And one of the things it does is inflate your health bar to, like, wrap around the screen. I have the same amount of health I always have. And honestly, from experience playing this game, it is actually really confusing to keep track of how much health you have when this happens. Because you always think you have more than you really have. Nice, we have that bug where it won't show me if my power-ups have run out in the top left. That happens. Alright, so...
I must have been corrupted when Eve detached from the network. No. It's okay.
Good job.
You can always
You played the video game.
data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you, the you that exists.
And also raised like $700 for charity in 2 hours.
I can't take all the credit for that.
I mean, you were the one playing the video. I was just sitting here being annoying.
We can watch our closing... Oh, I forgot to stop the timer.
Nice.
There's our time. I only forgot to stop it like 1 second late. We can watch our closing cutscene, I think, since no one's coming up. It's only a minute or so long.
I am going to fall asleep so fast.
Me too.
I have to wake up at like 8.
What do you have to wake up at 8 for?
To drive a friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
no
would
big
offer
deal.
to do it for you, but I don't have a license.
Oh, you still have to do CEOs.
Yes, I do, but COs isn't long.
Yeah. Oh wow, I've never actually seen this full cutscene.
Yep, I'm gonna play it because, I think people get the wrong impression of what happens in this cutscene who only watch the speedrun. So we're gonna see what actually happens.
Oh.
Everyone donate to bring 9S back to life.
$1,000 in the next 15 seconds, or 9S
Or he
is
will
fucking
die.
dead.
Zero, no.
Wrong game, Toke.
What? What about this fighting android?
Fuck. You're right. Everyone donate to bring Aerith back to life.
Yeah.
There's still some alive.
Oh hey, 2B's thing isn't...
Hmm?
2B's face thing.
It got ripped off.
Huh. I've never seen that.
Damned machines! Is this a message? The data transmissions, they're resonating with each other.
But no one will know if I did that. I guess they will see my... They might see my stream when I inevitably don't win and, like, I finish. They might see my file name, so I guess it could be relevant.
Wait a second, 2B.
I don't think I'll be streaming to my Twitch.
It looks like I left my personal data in the machine side of things. Next thing I knew, my sense of self...
Yeah, for anyone who's only ever seen the speedrun of this, 9S is fine.
Having multiple cells fused together like this is a pretty valuable experience, so I wanted to record it. But I couldn't access any storage areas yet. So I just multiplexed it over the memories of some nearby enemies, so that when I returned to my own body,
Yes. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna die as soon as the cutscene ends because no one donated.
Yeah, 9S is fucking dead. Also, yeah, same. Cecily.
What is it that separates machines from androids like us?
We still need to do our 6.0 and 9S
The
cosplays.
machines have gained emotions, consciousness. The final screams they summoned on the edge of death.
And if you want to get through this game, and you know, and you're just remember to stock up on healing items. Like, you have no limit on them, or well, you do, but you can carry a ton. Anyway, that was ending A. Flowers for Machines. Anyway, we're not gonna sit through the credits, even though the song is really good.
I'm gonna go over here
Okay.
so I can lay down. I'm gonna be so tired. Have fun fighting the CEOs. I'm asleep.
If you can play it on PC, it's on discount on Steam right now, and you should use that money that you saved by buying the game to donate to.
Save a whole $17.
Which you can donate to Power Up with Pride. All right, so now we're gonna load my casual playthrough save file. I think I saved right before, So this is my casual save file. You notice 2B isn't wearing her her thing, and she's got blue hair. Yeah, I've also capped level wise. If you're wondering why I'm moving this way, there's actually no reason for it. I just think it looks funny.
Analyze the enemy.
So you may recognize this area from where the game became really boring in a second. Oops, that's not how you do that. It's a good thing I didn't mess that up in the actual run, though, because it doesn't really matter. Okay, good. Also, you saw my two pods, missile and gun, but you didn't see laser pod.
Laser pod OP.
I mean, not really. They're all about the same strength. They have their different uses. In the run, you don't see missile pods only really all that useful against one boss. Gun pod is actually still the best in this save file because I have it maxed out. It has these little explosion effects now. It does more damage. But anyway, this fighting arena is part of the DLC. There's like a pit of androids. There's a storyline here about all of these androids that kidnapped machines and are forcing them to fight by threatening their families and their lives. And this whole place is supposed to reflect androids mimicking human cruelty. But there's this one NPC over here who I'm going to ask to fight you-know-who.
I mean, are you sure you want to fight you-know-who?
Well, I can't without an appointment. But I want to fight you-know-who. A few minutes. Oh, but she's not authorized to make that decision. But I want to fight you-know-who. It might ruin my immersion. Should I do it?
Nah, just go to bed.
Okay. You know what? Immersion schmimmersion.
Nice.
Immersion schmimmersion.
さすがです。よくここまでたどり着きました。スクエア・エニックス代表取締役社長松田洋介です。私とお手合わせ願いましょう。
So, let's look at these attacks. You might notice something different about the bullets coming out of our CEO here. So now we got two of them. So we can just look at some of these moves so they've got these uppercuts. Let's wait for the other C. Oops, I got hit by one. So can we get some heads out of our platinum CEO over here? There we go. Here are some bullets. So now we'll finish them off. Right, I can't use items. That's habit. Anyway, this attack is instant kill. You can't get hit by these, but fortunately it's pretty easy to dodge. You just have to strafe around the arena. Now, for winning this fight, I got a +3 chip at complete random. It could have been any +3 chip. However, if this was my first time doing this on this save file... No, there isn't, Meg. We can look at what we would have gotten if this was the first time I had done this. So, first of all, we have, the CEO bullets. These turn all of the bullets in the game, the normal ones, into the ones we just saw. And then we have these two items. The Matsuda mask. And the Sato mask. So if I wanted to, I could just play through the game like this from now on. Anyway, I think that's all we've got for tonight. But everyone should. What time do we start tomorrow?
I think it just keeps going.
Is there a run after this one?
Think so? There
I thought
might
this-
also not be.
I thought this was the last one for
I
tonight.
don't have the schedule offhand, but there will be more content tomorrow.
Someone check the schedule.
Sure. Video games, and be sure to check the Power Up with Pride Twitch community, because people are going to be streaming whether or not
Oh, this is 24/7.
the
Okay.
main channel is live.
Alright, well. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna... this is the end of NieR. Proto will be back tomorrow with some runs, and I'll be back on Sunday with some Catherine and some Zelda Rando, even though you won't see me. Okay, Okay, So I'll stop streaming.